Another day, another loaf of bread. I've been playing with one of these Marga Mulino, I guess it is, mills. It's a Flaker mill that I got a little while ago, and really been getting good results with it and stuff. And today I'm going to make a 7-grain bread, so I wanted to share it with you. And I couldn't really find any good reviews of this anyway, so this kind of will give you an idea of how it works and just how nice the bread comes out. Yeah, if I need any hot peppers, got a bunch of them. This is what it looks like. It's basically a steel mill with some, I guess they're anodized aluminum rollers that are knurled there that kind of flatten the grains and break them up. They take and they turn like oat groats into oatmeal, and the same with all kinds of grains. And you can see I've tried it. We've made some steel cut oatmeal with it that came out outrageous. So if anybody wants a video about that, I can do that. Just let me know. But it comes with a little bracket to hold it down to the counter, and it's just a very simple mill. And these are some steel cut oat groats that we're going to be using that I found. And I did order this from a place in Canada called consigliosKitchenware.com. I did some searching online, and I found the best, really good price up there on this stuff, and kind of took a chance on it. I didn't know how they were to deal with it or anything, but it turned out they were great. They packed it fantastic, shipped it quick, and I had it in a couple days. So I recommend if you're looking for something like this or any of this high-end stuff from Italy, check out their site. Anyhow, today we're going to make a 7 grains, and these are what I'm using. Some of my wheat berries and rye berries, and I did get some flax seed, and I do have some sunflower seeds I'm going to add too. So I'm going to start by just flaking it, but first I just wanted to show you, we got our little fake Christmas tree up, but the other day I got this really amazing ornament from one of my subscribers, and you can just see how fancy it is. It was made with a laser. It's a subscriber that started watching way back when I started doing the Ort Tour videos, and now he's running a business, very successful laser business, doing just beautiful work. And here's my little boys. My wife made them Christmas hats, and another batch of animals getting ready to go out soon. She loves making them. Anyhow, back to the flaker. You can see I've got it mounted on the island top there. And I'm just going to take a teaspoonful of each of the grains to try. This is steel cut oak groats. I haven't found any uncut ones yet, but I'm looking. And this is the rye berries that I'm going to use. Like I said, I'm just doing 1 teaspoonful of each now for trying this in the bread to see how they come out. And this is the spelt berries. I figured these grains would really be a nice mix of flavors in the bread. And I'm going to use the hard white wheat for the bread. I'll show you in a second. And then there's the hard red wheat. And this one is kind of tough to flake. You want to make sure you've got the flaker set on course the first time through. And this is a soft white wheat. I'm going to put a little bit in there. So you can see just, how easy it is. You just turn the handle a couple times. Now there is a motor available for it if I want to get fancy and get faster. But right now this looks pretty good handheld, hand turned. And then I'm going to throw in some of the flax seeds there. Grind them up too. By grinding everything, it makes it more digestible for old people. And if you look around the back of this machine, there's a little setting on there. It goes from 1 to 6. I started out at 3 with everything, which is a fairly coarse flake. It's an oatmeal type flake like. And then up to 6, actually, you wind up starting to get a coarse flour pretty much out of it. So it is adjustable, real simple to use, and there's a number 3, and you can see that looks just like oatmeal flakes that you buy. And I tell you what a difference when you flake the fresh groats. But, so there it is, and I decided that for the bread, I want it a little more finer and digestible, so I'm just going to run it through at number 4 again. And that's a good thing about this. If it's not fine enough, just set it down 1 notch and run it through again. Everything has to be dried grain, so you can't feed anything that's moist through it. And it does go pretty quick. Second time through takes a little bit more time, and you have to use that brush that comes with it to actually kind of keep the stuff moving through that little hole in the bottom of that plastic bin up there. But you can see it didn't really take that long just for this batch, and you know, like I did a couple groats the other day, and it went pretty quick. So that's it, you know. And I just try to brush some of the stuff in it. You can't really clean this too good, so just kind of brush it off, and that's it. And then there's what they look like. That's number 4, and you can see it's a little bit finer type mix, and it's got a little bit of a flour in it too, but I figured that's good. It's going to be real digestible for us. And then the sunflower seeds, they digest pretty easy, so I'm just going to leave them whole. They cook up nice and soft, and they're you know, they're pretty big. So that's kind of what I'm going to use in the bread. I did add more sunflower seeds later just to get it up to a 1/3 cup, but that's what it looks like. This thing does an amazing job, and just so easy to use. I wound up with about a 1/3 cup, which is half what the recipe calls for, but that's, you know, my first time through. I want to try it and see how it tastes, because I can change the mixture. And I'm using this 7-grain bread from the Bread Baker book, and for that I need some whole wheat flour. So I'm going to take some of this hard white wheat berries and throw them in the Wonder Mill. This thing is a Wonder Mill, boy, I love it. Does such a nice job. Just so easy to use, doesn't make a mess, and not too noisy. It's just easy to use. So I do have it way over on the cake flour. I like to go real fine on breads like this because it takes a little bit longer to grind it, but it kind of makes it fluffier with the white wheat. So that's it, about 2 cups of berries I'm grinding up. I'll have some extra left over in the end to throw in the freezer for waffles, but it doesn't take long to get it all ground up, and you know, basically no cleanup on this machine. And it's pretty clean until somebody pulls the top off here and makes a mess, but oops, I let it out. But anyhow, you can see just beautiful white wheat flour. It's a little bit lighter than the red. And that's what I figured. I tried to keep the actual bread a little bit whiter. And it's time to put everything in that the recipe calls for. I did make some changes, I'll show you. And we do go by weight now. I got this, it's an OXO scale a while back that to replace that old one I was having trouble with. And this thing is amazing. It's the one America's Test Kitchen recommends, and it does work good. And actually, I'll put a link down below to it because I really like it. It's worked perfect so far. Real sensitive. So put the water in, put my ground wheat, and then for some recipes it calls for bread flour, and we do still buy some bread flour, a little bit of it. I have not come up with a good bread flour on my own yet. I do have that power sifter I bought. I want to try to get, you know, some fine sifted flour and see what I come up with. But for right now, we do cheat and use a little bit of bread flour if the recipe calls for it. Otherwise, everything else is just ground whole wheat. So, you know, go by weight, and it makes it real easy. It takes like 5 minutes just to make a loaf of bread. I'm going to dump in that grain that I just flaked. And as I said, that was only half of what's required. Now, the recipe calls for sugar, but I'm going to replace that with honey. I like the flavor of the honey better. Kind of more digestible, too. So I'll go with just a little bit less in weight going with the honey. And I do like these little plastic OXO containers that I got a while back. I've got like a dozen of them now. And there's the salt. That's in a container too. These things are great. I'll throw a link down below to them. We use them for everything that we use for cooking now. And one thing I'm going to throw in is a tablespoonful of this Vital Wheat Gluten. It's not called for in the recipe, but it does give it a little bit chewier texture when you're making the sandwich type bread. And then some Kerrygold butter I'm going to throw in there that's cubed up. And the instant yeast that it calls for. So that's pretty much it. That's how long it takes to make a loaf of bread in this bread maker. You throw it in the machine. You set the course that they tell you in the book there, and set this one here. You set the you have to set the crust color that you want. I'll put it on a medium, and then you just walk away and come back in a couple hours. And here we are, a couple hours later. Haven't touched it. Bread's all done, ready to come out. It's a beautiful loaf of bread, perfectly browned and a little bit cockeyed, but you know, not too bad. That happens sometimes with the machine. Easy to get out of the thing, and we haven't had one stick yet. I mean, we've made like over 25 loaves in this thing already, and you know, just haven't had one stick, and everyone's come out, you know, just cooked beautifully. We haven't had one undercooked or overcooked loaf yet, so that's what it looks like. And I'm going to just put it here and let it cool down for a while so I can just take a slice off it and show you. But basically, it came out beautiful. You can see the grains and the seeds in the outer crust there, a little bit of them. And my wife likes to measure. It's almost a 7-incher there. That's a pretty big one in that bread machine. You can get about 7.5 inches, and that's it. Pops the top open. So here it is, cooled a little bit, enough to slice. I'm going to take slice off. Take a look at it. And let's see. You can see here it is. Really beautiful. I think the coarseness of the grains was just right. They're kind of mixed through the bread really good. And, you know, real nice color, real nice texture, just beautiful. Nice and flake or kind of airy and crispy crust. It looks like a winner. And the flavor was just amazing. Just those grains, they were the right mixture, you know, for our tastes. And I will double them next time and go with the full 2/3 of a cup. Now that I know how good they are and how, you know, great this machine works, and you know how nice and digestible they come out there. So I just wanted to share this with you and show you that, you know, we're still using these machines a lot, and we're going through a lot of this grain, making different breads and different things. And, you know, now we're making oatmeal and stuff like that too. So really fun and really been enjoyable having all these new flavors that we're creating. And I must say that bread maker really does a wonderful job every time. So glad that we got it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.